Now you know what's up. Now you know what's up. Now you know what really decides these games. Now you know exactly how you have to go about this from the perspective on um, what maximizes fan interest. Well, this game was pretty easy to read today. You kind of have to ignore the direction of the season for both teams. You kind of have to go off of the fact that fuck Dodgers, F Dodgers. No, wrong. That's the loser. Dodgers are a loser. They're going down. F LA, they're losing. Sidetracking. Back on topic, it was easy. The Rams are 3-4. They're within a game of the division. It maximizes the fan interest of the LA market. So you had to have the Rams win the game. And by gematria, it was very easy. There were two things that I was looking at. Well, three things. LA Rams is gematria 53 of the 34. LA is now 3-4. Now, it was scripted. The Vikings is 52. Also, Los Angeles Rams is 52. So this is what made this an automatic lock. Now Minnesota's 5-2. So with that being said, I was right with the underdog for Thursday night football. So how do we and by the way, I was almost perfect. I only was wrong on two games. The Jets game, and there's another one, but it's hard to forget because again, I I I I nailed everything last week. It was all murderer's row last week. I nailed almost every single game, so I forgot which ones I got wrong last week. I definitely got the Jets game wrong though. I think I had Jaguars, so I get it. I nailed every game last week because this is how the NFL rigs it. They rig the games to maximize the fan interest, keep the standings close. Today, the Rams are now a game outside of first place, so the Seahawks are going to lose. It doesn't matter if the Cardinals lose either. If the Cardinals lose, yeah, sure. What is Arizona 3-4? So Cardinals will be in last place after this week. And you can see how they can script it. Cardinals in last place and win the division thanks to Murray Magic. Because San Francisco, Ayuk is injured and this team is cooked. And Cardinals played the Bills and the Lions. And San Francisco, they have to still play the Bills and the Lions. So, the 49ers haven't touched their schedule. And that's what's keeping the Cardinals in this, by the way. So this is probably the most interesting division in the NFL. Not the NFC North, NFC West. Because now the Rams are in it, the Cardinals are in it. Rigged for the Seahawks to lose. Because again, Allen's Gematria 44. So Seattle will be 4-4. And don't get me started with why does lose against the Cowboys. No, the Cowboys are gonna lose at San Francisco. So San Francisco is tied in first place Sunday night football, but it's only the Dallas Cowboys. But sure, first place is 4-4. Arizona's 3-5. So Arizona is still within the game of the division. And they play a rookie quarterback in the Bears the next week. This is how the NFL's rigged. Okay? So with that being said, if the LA Chargers are 3-3 and supposed to beat the Saints, then you figure the Bengals are going to be 4-4, and it doesn't make a difference for the Eagles because again, when you go to the NFL playoff standings in the NFC, the Eagles are hardly out of the playoff picture, even if they lose against the Bengals. Now, the Bengals have to win because it's the Bengals' first win at home. Yes, it is. And so the Bengals can stay in playoff contention. Maybe the Bengals upset the Ravens later on. But if the Bengals are 4-4, then they keep pace with the Broncos in seventh place, assuming the Broncos beat Carolina, because obviously the Panthers is Gematria 53. And so seventh place, Denver It's going to be 5-3 after a win. So the Bengals have to keep pace with the Broncos. And again, the Dolphins played one less game, but it's the bye week, and Tua's back in the equation. You have Tua, you have Burrow, you have Herbert fighting for the last playoff spots. So Miami's going to win. Sorry, Arizona. You may still be alive in the division, but the Dolphins can't be out of playoff contention with Tua Tagovailoa's return, in addition to Tyreek Hill returning from a foot injury. So the Dolphins are going to beat my Cardinals this week. That's how the NFL is rigged. Now, the Raiders, no one cares about. Technically, the Jets will still be in playoff contention. So I do have the Jets winning. I forgot who Jacksonville played. I think Doug Peterson's getting fired. So Jacksonville, they won't still be in the dance in playoff contention. But the New York Jets, if they're 3-5, beating the Patriots, and the Colts are 4-3, so the Jets still remain in the playoff mix with the interim coach like the Raiders back in 2021. So the Bengals can't lose because they can't be eliminated because the Bengals have to play the Ravens and the Steelers. They're going to drop a couple of these games. So the Bengals have to beat a team with a coach who acts like a high school kid. Nick Sirianni, he's screaming at fans. He can't keep his emotion. He's out over his head. The safety was rigged in that game. The Rams come on 2:30. They had a scripted safety in that game against Minnesota. So again, the Eagles, they're 4-3. Seventh place is the Bears at 4-3. So if Eagles lose, it really doesn't matter how the Bears do against Washington, because even if the Bears are 5-2 and the Eagles are 4-3, then basically the Eagles can easily win the very next week while the Bears lose at Arizona, because again, Arizona has to stay alive in the NFC picture. So even if the Bears, let's say if they're the upset pick of the week, and Philadelphia loses at Cincinnati, well, even if Chicago wins, they're going to lose at Arizona the next week. And this means the Eagles can stay alive for seventh place in the wild card spot. Because the Eagles have Jacksonville next week. How does that Doug Peterson against his former team storyline figure into the equation? That's completely irrelevant. All that matters is October 27th, not November the 3rd. The Bengals have to stay alive. The Eagles are still in the playoff race. And this is what maximizes fan interest for both the Bengals and the Eagles fan bases. So one team is not left in the dust looking forward to the draft. They don't care about the rest of their games. The Bengals have to get that first home win of the year, because it is Joe Cool, Joe Montana, comeback king. Now Joe Burrow is going to write his own script right here. But I see that Tampa Bay's without the wide receivers, so it doesn't look like Tampa Bay is going to beat Kansas City. They don't look like it. Maybe that win streak reaches 15 games from Mahomes after that 15th playoff win of his career, for number 15's first repeat of his career. This is how I nailed the Super Bowl over the Winers last year. I nailed every Chiefs playoff win last year. Don't lie, we nailed every Chiefs playoff win. And now that the Bucs are without their wide receivers, I don't know how they're going to do against San Francisco now. But you see, Arizona's a lock to beat the Bears, even if they lose against Miami, because if San Francisco wins their next game, Arizona has to win to keep pace with the 49ers. But Seattle's a lock to lose because the AFC's boring if these teams can't keep pace with the Chiefs. Ravens got to keep winning. It's the clowns. It's Deshaun Watson. Well, now it's Jameis Winston. It don't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because James Winston. Why do you keep saying Rams? Yeah. But Jameis Winston, he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Camacho 62. So basically, against the former Bucs quarterback, Baltimore will be 6-2, beating Winston, who was a starter with Tampa Bay. Don't get me started on the Raiders beating the Kansas City Chiefs. The lock of the week is Chiefs to defeat the Raiders. That is definitely a lug. I don't think the Texans should lose against Anthony Richardson. He's among the worst quarterbacks in the league. Now, I think the Texans will definitely lose against the Jets, but beat the Colts. Divisions are less meaningful nowadays. They care about home field because two teams don't have a bye. Under the old format with 6 teams, it's one team has a bye. So I think the Texans, that game at Kansas City has to mean something on December 21st. So by committee, the Texans will continue to win football games. Who knows if the Chiefs lose against Tampa? Who knows? But Godwin is hurt and now Mike Evans is hurt. This definitely changes things with next week. My gut feeling would say Sacramento. Oh, they shouldn't have traded Karl-Anthony Towns. A shaming ritual for Anthony Richardson because you can't forget De'Aaron Fox is a bad brother. These guys can score points in bunches. Sabonis is an international player. Where is he from? Lithuania. So NBA likes these international players. You have people from Lithuania watching the playoffs. So the NBA is rigged. So I think Sacramento gonna win. No one cares about your bum, Anthony Edwards. He's talking like he Jordan. Did that? People want to see this guy lose right now. This is why the Timberwolves are cooked. No wonder why KAT got traded over to the New York Knicks. What I'm interested to know is how is this going to affect the New York Knicks when they traded away the Nova brothers? They traded away some Nova brothers, didn't they? Well, I'm sure the Knicks are going to make another trade that's going to show some signs of Knicks Lakers for 2026. I would try to make games of the day videos more of a regular occurrence, but the World Series is happening, the football, everything. There's too much happening all at once to do this every day, but we'll get to that point right after the end of the World Series. So let it happen a week later. It's the end of the World Series. Will the Nuggets come back or the Kings win? I think the Kings are going to win. Go Sacramento. What sounds good? A Nuggets comeback or a Sacramento win at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves? A team with new players. I don't think Sacramento really got rid of players, did they? That's a quick Wikipedia search. Let's say the Kings when's the next game? Kings Lakers is boring if the Kings lose. I think Kings have to win tonight. No, they got DeRozan. The Kings are winning tonight. Okay. Joakim LeBron wanted DeRozan. He's on the Kings. Yep, the Kings are winning. Yep, he wanted DeRozan. Kings are winning. Again, I had the Cardinals losing against Miami and beating the Bears the next week, so I won't be surprised to see the Bears win. I'm not even touching that Washington Chicago game. I think it's they built their arena across the street from where the Forum was played at, if my memory serves me correct. The bet wasn't placed. Sacramento Kings, you trash. You'll get the job done. Who does Denver play next? Hey, if Oklahoma wins tonight, then this maximizes fan interest. The number one seed wins an opening game against the Denver Nuggets, so that would maximize fan interest a lot. Nuggets will definitely beat the Flippers. The Flippers are going to start out slow this year. I think this makes the Lakers game interesting. So go Kings. What else haven't we talked about? Well, the Lions are a lock to win because the Detroit Lions is 61. Color me shocked. Jared Goff is number 16. 16 years after 0-16 Lions make the Super Bowl. Titans are going to fall to 1-6. That game could be close than people anticipate, but I like the Lions to win outright that game. It doesn't pay nothing. Well, if Buccaneers went at home without their wide receivers, Chiefs is Camacho 32. They'd be 3-2 at home. Who's their other wide receiver? There's a few games that can be rigged against the favorite. The Bears and the Commanders. It could be Caleb's first road win of the year. Um, yeah, the Panthers game and the Raiders game. Those are very predictable games. The Seahawks can't win because the NFC West is rigged. The Rams and the Cardinals have to stay alive. So the Bills are locked to win. Plus, Bills are supposed to win Super Bowl 62. They'll be 6-2 easily. Pegula's Camacho 62. Seahawks are a joke. Chargers win because Chargers will win that game. I mean, Chargers got some. You knew Chargers would lose against Arizona because not only does it keep Arizona alive, but it doesn't necessarily mean the Chargers are eliminated. Because the Chargers, they have the Saints, the Browns, and the Titans. So I like Chargers go on a win streak, but seeing them last week, that they're not that good yet, but they're building pieces. That schedule gets harder for the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh needs another offseason for the Chargers. The games against the Chiefs and the Bengals, the Ravens, what have you, a couple other teams, they're going to make more moves to improve their team. This team wasn't as quite ready as San Francisco after 2010. The Chargers, they clearly need some different pieces. There no Keenan Allen, no Eckler. So this is a team that's playing competitive, but still rebuilding. So you bring back some young cats and you bring back some pieces to improve the overall talent. The Chargers' future looks very bright. Nuggets are trash. It'd be fun to see this team lose. Wide open three. He missed. This may not be the Nuggets night. Oh my God. I was right. I told you guys 2-3 minutes ago. The NBA maximizes fan interest if the number one seeded Thunder are not a fluke and they come in opening night to beat the Denver Nuggets. So that's what maximizes fan interest through the months of October, November, and December for the NBA is that, oh, you have to pay attention to the Thunder. I have Goki LeBron beating the loser Phoenix Suns tomorrow. You know why I have Goki LeBron James being the loser, disgusting loser Phoenix Suns? Because it's Budenholzer's 89th loss since he won the championship as the Bucks coach. King James is obviously 89. Well, suck my dick, loser Phoenix Suns fans. Their team is trash. I alone know when the loser Phoenix Suns will win the title. So start quit. Drink some more. No, drink some more. No losers. Losers. Bronny James comes in and blow up demolition and gets his first points against the Suns. His goalkeeper on Sun. They really have a Bronny prop for tomorrow. The game against the Timberwolves is rigged because everyone was betting on Bronny on the over for the points because old Griffies were there. So that was rigged. So Bronny should score his first point, goalkeeper on Sun against the Suns. Whether it be the last 2 minutes of the game, Bronny will find a way to get a bucket. But the goalkeeper Bond hating bombs will say his first points were bought because they didn't try because it was garbage time and no one was trying with 2 minutes left. I can see goalkeeper LeBron hating bombs, giving them some post-game ammunition where they start talking about Bronny getting the cheap bucket instead of talking about how the Lakers are coming through and look like a completely different and more dynamic team this year through 2 games with a so-called rookie coach. Goalkeeper LeBron knows basketball. I listened to this guy. He didn't choose Darvin Ham as coach. Incompetent Laker management chose Darvin Ham as coach. Well, goalkeeper LeBron is smarter than whoever is the Lakers general manager, Rob Pelinka. Whoever the hell he is, just goalkeeper LeBron been making them moves. And if goalkeeper LeBron had his way, Lakers would have DeRozan, they would have Caruso. So no, goalkeeper LeBron is not the GM. That is an urban legend. That is a myth. He's not the general manager of the Lakers. The only thing that he got was his son playing with this team. But all the other moves, that's complete Lakers brass making the other moves. The only move goalkeeper LeBron made was to have his son play for them. It's a no-brainer to the Anthony Davis trade. So Lakers and goalkeeper LeBron, they were all in on bringing Anthony Davis. That was a no-brainer. You have to take the next step after winning 35 games and goalkeeper LeBron's first season. So that was a no-brainer. This wasn't goalkeeper LeBron telling the Lakers, you need to bring in Anthony Davis. They were all in together. That was a neutral Laker decision. So, hopefully Bronny gets on the scoreboard tomorrow. Goalkeeper LeBron's son gets to lose a Phoenix Suns. Are they really doing a Bronny prop for tomorrow? Because I haven't even decided to place wagers on any of that crap. Playing what you can't predict is the coach going to play this guy tomorrow? Are they going to play Bronny James tomorrow? Is it Friday fun night where Bronny James can get on the scoreboard, score his first points, and people are buzzing? They'd be excited. They'd be like, Bronny, I go from the bond side. He gets the game action in the first game, but he gets the actual bucket in the next game. Baltimore Ravens because Jerry Jones is a bozo and Derrick Henry won the Super Bowl. His name is King Henry for a reason. But it's King Henry, it's Lamar Jackson. The Ravens are winning the Super Bowl. The Ravens are going to knock off the Kansas City Chiefs because you can't have the Chiefs win when people are already saying on Facebook, on these NFL on Fox message boards, is give the Chiefs the Super Bowl, it's rigged. NFL got to be like, not so fast. It ain't rigged. Last year, you asked Clown said it'd be Ravens against Niners. See, our league is not rigged, but you predicted Chiefs 3-peat. Not so fast. It's not rigged, you schizophrenic, crazy-ass lunatic. How come the Chiefs didn't 3-peat? Yeah, bozo. Not said. It's by design. The only rig we hear is, it's just hand Mahomes the trophy. The referees, the Swift, the media, it's all rigged against us. That's what the crybabies are ready to say. They're ready to say, it's rigged for you Daddy Patty Mahomes. I'm used to calling him Daddy Patty because Daddy Patty owns the 49er team. Daddy Patty owns that team. They passed on him in the draft. Y'all bunch of bitches. The 49ers are Patrick Mahomes' bitch. He owns you guys. Period. How you like Patrick Mahomes now? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Come on now, Bob's talking the trash about Patrick Mahomes like that. Not so fast. 49ers going to beat the Cowboys. They will. 49ers by 7. You got to ignore the Cowboys on the road. The fact of the matter is the Cowboys don't like punch you in the teeth kind of football team, so San Francisco's going to win by double digits. Jerry Jones is already saying the play calls are bad. I mean, it's going to get ugly, ugly, ugly in Big D before it gets any better. So San Francisco should be able to rebound very well and destroy and punch Dallas in the teeth. That's what they'll do. They'll punch him in the teeth. Because obviously the Dallas Cowboys are a huge mitigated disaster. You've seen them against the Ravens. You've seen them against the Lions. You think a team like that can handle San Francisco? They play a Super Bowl rematch. They understand the intensity. The Cowboys game will feel far less intense for San Francisco players next week. But Greg Jorginho has to win MVP, and he will win MVP. 99 months after his big league debut, the Dodgers are cooked. This should be very easy call. We should all be in complete agreement on the great Jorginho winning. Yeah, that's interesting game because it really could go either way. And I get it, Anthony Richardson is trash, but it really could go either way. Sam Darnold's from the Panthers. He lost 2 straight games. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a very fun game to decode because, what the Vikings lost their left tackle. I was listening to the game on Westwood One, and the Vikings, they lost their left tackle. So, obviously, something's going on right there. Losing their left tackle, losing 2 straight games, or the Vikings are pretender. But then you look at the Vikings, they have Justin Jefferson, they have Aaron Jones, so Vikings do have playmakers. Harrison Smith really is a Hall of Fame safety, but people don't know much about him. He's never had a Super Bowl run, but this guy's a very great safety. I don't want to watch Commanders Ravens again. The Ravens, they dominated Washington. This is a rookie quarterback. Washington, their defense is not ready yet. The Washington defense, they need to add free agent pieces. They need to draft on defense, but they will find the defense that Dan Quinn wants because obviously Dan Quinn was carrying Dallas. And without Dan Quinn, the Cowboys defense has gotten exponentially worse. But there's no talent on the Washington defense. It's going to take a few years until the Washington defense, it becomes top half, it becomes top 10. The Washington football team needs a couple of drafts before their defense starts to become super legit. But you have the superstar play in Austin Eckler and Terry McDonough. So Terry McLaurin is very good. So this is a team that the Redskins are back, period. The Redskins are back. I don't give a damn about the BC police and any of them people out there. Hail to the Skins, baby. The only championships that existed during this franchise history was when they were the Redskins. So it's always going to be part of their history. It's Native American pride. Many people with Native American backgrounds, they say, hail to the Redskins, hail to the people. So this PC police BS, obviously, now Dan Snyder's out of the team. Now, I think Magic Johnson or whoever's the predominant owner, Harris, should change the name. Because nobody is offended. Quit with the fake outrage. I say this as a liberal too. It's fake outrage that Redskins offensive. They've gone overboard with this kind of stuff a little bit. You don't have to be a Republican to say, oh, it's outrageous. They should change the name. You can be any person of any leaning to say that you're getting rid of a name that is historic. That it's a winning tradition. This team has won NFL championships before the Super Bowl era. They played in NFL championship games against the Bears, probably against the Giants and the Packers as well. So this team has gone back all the way back to 1933. We'll see if the Nuggets have anything to muster a comeback, but it does make sense for the Thunder to win because, it's a crowded field. It's a crowded field. Hopefully they don't do my guy Joakim LeBron James very dirty tomorrow night. Again, Budenholzer loses his 89th regular season game as a coach since winning the championship against the loser Phoenix Suns, and he does so against King James. And it's at home. It's at LA, right? You figure Lakers got to win when it's at home, right? You figure they do. Well, hopefully the Kings keep it up at 74-68. Keep it up, guys. Joakim LeBron hating bombs can say, oh, you only beat an 0-2 team. You see, that's why Sacramento got to win. Because, Joakim LeBron only beat a team that's 0-2. Wait till he has to play that team. Wait till he plays the Kings. Lakers will probably lose against the Kings. Because, Sacramento's good. The Timberwolves are 0-2. They're without KAT. His team is not good. The Lakers, you only beat 0-2 team. That's what Joakim LeBron hating was. Be ready to say after the end of tonight. It's 69-79. Again, my point is well backed with that game. Uncle Toe, where the hell you been at, motherfucker? Do them game of the day videos and make your case for why the game should be scripted. What the narrative is, you only beat 0-2 Timberwolves team. Well, it's 69-81. I guess I'm doing very well so far. I put a live money line bet on the Sacramento Kings. So, Anthony Edwards, motherfucker, one of the cardinal sins of the game is you don't ever go around saying you're going to do something better than Michael Jordan. This boy got to get humble. This is why he lost. This guy is a cult figure. Michael Jordan's a cult figure in basketball. You don't ever criticize Michael Jordan. You don't ever say you can do this job better than Michael Jordan. Anthony Edwards hurt himself. I wonder if this ritual explains the Timberwolves trade. Anthony Edwards started talking like he already Michael Jordan, and then the NBA Illuminati told the Timberwolves, go trade away KAT. Time to humble down this motherfucker. It's not going to be any easy for the Timberwolves. The Spurs are going to be better. I thought the Rockets were, but they lost against Charlotte. So TBT with Houston. But Memphis is definitely going to be better with J.A. Morant back. Memphis won against Utah. Memphis, as long as Morant is healthy and you have your Celtic players like Williams and you have Marcus Smart, Memphis is going to be much improved too. So it's only going to get harder for Minnesota when the Lakers are better from a coaching perspective. The loser Phoenix Suns may be better from a coaching perspective. It's only going to get harder for Mr. I'm Michael Jordan in Minnesota. Especially if the Thunder win tonight, then they haven't lost a guard. This is truly the wild, wild, wild west. This is like, any given week in the NFL. What's any given day, any given night in the Western Conference? And the Warriors come out blitzing on opening night. They didn't break a sweat without Klay Thompson. So from these results in the Western Conference, it means that there is a lot more parity now, more than ever, in the wild, wild Western Conference, which is going to set the grand stage for during the playoff run in April. May hit you, and you think it's going to be Oklahoma City. You think it's Denver. You think it's the Warriors. You think it's the Phoenix Suns. You think it's Memphis. You can make a case for any team to win the Western Conference. And this is what magnifies the accomplishment of King of the Bunches. Destroy and demolish and win back-to-back against the greatest conference ever in the history of basketball. The greatest conference ever in the history of basketball. The greatest conference ever in the history of basketball. I'm not exaggerating. The talent has moved out east to out west. Again, this is why people said, the Celtics playing the weak East. They not winning the championship. Dallas. Police, mofo. It was so easy after Kyrie started attacking the Jews and he was the public enemy number one in Boston. This dude never had a chance last year. I told you guys, Kyrie never had a chance last year. How many people backed the Mavericks last year to beat the Celtics? What I be talking about? I don't give a fuck about Oklahoma City. I think the Lakers handled these guys pretty well last year, I think. But Denver's still made to be look so dynamic. Because Lakers about to be 2-2 in the playoffs against Denver during the Goalkeeper LeBron era. Lakers Nuggets is an epic rivalry. This is not a one-sided rivalry. Denver's full of bums. I don't give a damn what anyone has to say. My memory is superior. I remember every game. Every game was 50-50 in the 2023 Western Conference Finals. The series is rigged. Last year, Lakers were beating their ass. They up every game. They were leading for 73% of the series, I think was the final stat line. They could easily win in 5. Lakers won 5 or 6 games, whatever. Denver wins in 5 games because it's all about rigged rituals where the Nuggets go 8-1 against Darvin Ham and Kobe Bean Bryant's 81. The Kobe statue unveil happened 81 days before the season. And suddenly when the Timberwolves came back 85-81, the score was 85-81. Then suddenly after the Timberwolves scored their 81st point, that's when the Lakers blitzed them out of the arena to kill off the game. So we're not playing around with number 81 this year. The 81st game between the Celtics and the Lake guys in the NBA Finals in Game 7. This is how you about to be the GOAT of basketball, amigo. Year 23, he ties Michael and Kareem, the king in year 23. King 23, this is what it's about. The time has come. The time has come. Time has elapsed. Now the time has come. There's no more waiting around. The patience has been rewarded. The patience has delivered. The patience will be fully doable, rewarded now that the time has come with the chosen coach to lead the Lakers to victory. Call me crazy. White supremacist ritual where the black coach was terrible and they get rid of the black coach and now the white coach fixes everything? Man, this is some sick white supremacist ritual. But let's not forget the Celtics coach. They had a black guy, Udoka. Oh, his affair, whatever, force him out. Well, you see, Joe Mazzulla, he ain't completely 100% black. He half black and half Italian, Mazzulla. His dad is Italian. He may look black, but his dad is Italian. And Kobe spent his childhood in Japan. The Lakers beat Joe Mazzulla. Kobe Bean Bryant. LeBron ties Kobe Bean Bryant at Beantown. Obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know the Celtics are going to finish with a better record than the Lakers. The better team throughout all 15, 16, however many guys on each roster. The Western Conference is far superior than the Eastern Conference. So we know the Celtics are the home team because it is blatantly obvious. In the way the Celtics beat the Knicks, I think they win in the in-season tournament. I think this Celtics team is going to be called a dynasty before LeBron James dispatches the dynasty, and instead it's the Lakers that are going to win the back-to-back instead of the Celtics when the Lakers go on to respond with their next title. And you little Celtic fan out there saying you really only have 17 titles because of the bubble title. Well, don't worry, Lakers will have asterisk 17 titles or 18 titles when they do go on to beat the New York Knicks. You see, Celtics are poking fun at the asterisk title. Well, you see, Lakers will still be tied with you in terms of non-bubble titles with 18. 18 non-bubble titles and one title in the bubble. Lakers are better than the Celtics. I gotta look at that Buccaneers depth chart. Just who are Godwin's been there for 4 or 5, however many years since they had Tom Brady, Mike Evans. So these are key losses. But you see, the haters already call the Chiefs lucky. Jalen McMillan, okay, Sterling Shepard is pretty good. He's a very good wide receiver, but the Giants are just a mediocre team. He's actually a really good wide receiver. He's really good. He played with some mediocre quarterbacks like Daniel Jones. He played on some terrible offensive lines. He's a really good wide receiver. 24 touchdowns, 4188 receiving yards, 380 catches. So this guy's good. He's really good. How does he do when he's getting most of the primary attention? Of course, this question will be answered against Atlanta, well, Shepard could catch a touchdown against the Falcons because Falcons is 25. He has 24 career touchdowns. So I think it's about Baker. It's about Baker being elite. He doesn't need Mike Evans. So I'm going to go with Shepard to score a touchdown next week because Falcons is 25 and he's at 24 touchdowns. Falcons is 25. He came from the Giants. Giants is 25. So, hey, I'll give Sterling Shepard a chance to catch a touchdown next week. So again, the last 20 minutes, Oklahoma blitzing. It's about, hey, this team can win the West. The Thunder can win the West because they beat the Nuggets at opening night. Now, that's how you know the game is rigged. Glad I didn't touch that game, but glad I did a money line bet on the Sacramento Kings because, hey, go keep LeBron ain't mom. The Lakers only beat a 0-2 team. I wonder if that's going to lead up to the action on the loser Phoenix Suns game. You only beat a 0-2 team. Well, the loser Suns only beat the Flippers, and Harden is garbage. He's a turnover machine, really. James Harden's taking the ball in most of them plays. That's not going to happen with LeBron James taking the ball on top of the key most of the time. No, this is a different Lakers team, as evident as we've seen last night. Zach Seaman, the Yankees win because that is called waving the white flag when you have Jack Flaherty with a 7 ERA against the ace of the New York Yankees. And the Yankees are underdog. Wow. Yankees are going to win that game. They should win that game. Rodon against Yamamoto. I'll go Yamamoto to win game 2 over Rodon. Garrett Cole gets a terrible pitcher in game 1. That Dodger fans are going to blame Roberts for game 1 when the Yankees win after winning game 1. That's what's going to happen. Seriously. It's just mind-boggling. How can you explain that? These games are over. They're over. And I like Lakers beat loser Suns tomorrow. And Durant's a bum, this and that. Oh, my God. I could really care less if the Lakers lose tomorrow. Okay, for the record. But, yeah, they're losing against loser Phoenix Suns tomorrow. Okay. I don't care. It don't matter. Darvin Ham was terrible. Maybe without Darvin Ham, they're not playing in the play-in. They'll probably be a 5th seed. Goalkeeper Bond be injured, Anthony Davis be injured. You know it's already going to happen. They can't play through the whole season. Oh my God. It's a marathon. It's a long season. It's 82 games. So it's a very, very, very long season, and a lot will happen in between. I expect this to be a roller coaster. But losers, Suns are a team in transition. The Timberwolves are a team in transition. Lakers should beat the Raptors. Lakers will probably lose against the good teams like the Mavs and the Thunder and the Nuggets. Although it'd be pretty predictable for Gold Kingdom to beat the loser Phoenix Suns. If they don't face the loser Suns this year, 100% it is a lock. Gold Kingdom James defeats the loser Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant in 2026 at the event. If they don't face off this year, they definitely face off during the repeat year. That's a given. You see, these Nugget players are not even trying. They've been told what the script was. They said, "Oh, we have to make this interesting." Wow, got to turn that crap off. I still like the Kings get the win at home. I think I've explained everything with the NFL. I did. So I made my point as far as the maximizing the fair interest. So, yep, I'll close it out right here. Good night, y'all.